Before we get into today's video, I would like to give a shout out to one of our newest subscribers, Kyle Betancourt. Thank you for subscribing, and welcome to the family. And now on with today's video. This video is a request from one of you viewers, Apoli. I hope I pronounced your username right. Anyway, I did technically do this build already, but I forgot that I didn't go all the way to level 20. So, here is a more in-depth build into Rivet. Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, gave us one of, well, one of the greatest looking games. I haven't played it myself, so I don't exactly know anything about Rivet, other than a couple of small details that I got from the trailers, which is kind of why the original Rivet build is incomplete. So, give me a quick second. I gotta look up something. Okay, this is gonna take a moment. Just give me a moment to look at this video. Alright, now, greetings my dear viewers. It is I, Drayhon, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons Character Conversion Reloaded, where we take a look at one of my older builds and revamp it using new information that we have collected and new material that Wizards of the Coast was able to release to us. Spelljammer was released recently, like months ago. So, yeah. I'm going to be redoing not only Rivet, but on Thursday, we are going to be doing Ratchet. Now, Rivet is, at least according to the game, Rivet is Ratchet's multiversal counterpart. Which, nice. Multiverse. Greatness. But with the context of the Lombaxes from, which game was it? In all honesty, I don't remember which game it was. I've played just about every single Ratchet and Clank game up until Rift Apart's release, because I didn't have access to it, unfortunately. I hope to get access to it someday, but from what I've seen, I think I have enough information to create Rivet in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We got a lot to cover, especially that arm. So, how do we create Rivet? Well, using a point-buy system for our stats, we have a 12 in strength, dexterity is going to be a 13, a 14 in both our constitution and intelligence, with wisdom and charisma being a 10. Moving on to race, we're going with custom lineage for our Lombax race. We could be using Tabaxi, but I feel that custom lineage is going to be of better use to us. We're going to get a +2 in our intelligence, speed of 30 feet, 1 skill of our choice. We're going with acrobatics, and we get a free feat, fighting initiate, dueling. Now we get a +2 to our weapon damage for melee weapons, for one-handed melee weapons, which would be Rivet's hammer. Unless she decides to use 2 hands, but for the most part she uses 1 hand. Background is going to be Wild Spacer. It's going to be pretty much for every single character in the Ratchet and Clank franchise, except for maybe Dr. Nefarious. And Captain Quark, he's technically a criminal. Actually, I think he would make but a charlatan Anyway, we're not talking about them, we're talking about Rivet. We're going with the Wild Spacer simply because we get the proficiency in space vehicles. We also get the feature Wild Space Adaptation, which gives us the Tough Feat, adding an extra 2 hit points per level we take as Rivet. We also get Athletics and Survival skill proficiencies, and Navigator's tool proficiencies, so that's good. We're going to start things off as an Artificer. Level 1 Artificers give us a D8 hit die, starting hit points at 8, plus our Constitution modifier, plus the Tough Feat, don't want to forget that, so a decent 12 on our starting hit points. Not bad. We also get proficiencies in light armor, medium armor, shields, simple weapons, hand crossbows, heavy crossbows, and firearms if we are using the optional rule set. Tool proficiencies in thieves' tools, tinker's tools, and woodcarver's tools. We get saving throws in Constitution and Intelligence, and 2 skills. Arcana and Investigation will work just fine. We also get magical tinkering and spellcasting, which uses our Intelligence modifier. I took this from my original build, so it still has the quotation spellcasting, because back then I counted spellcasting for Artificers as if it were not spellcasting, just replicating spell-like abilities. Though I do have a video explaining everything on Artificers and on Scions if you wish to check that out. We'll go ahead and quickly multi-class into Fighter. This will give us a D10 hit die and extra hit points equal to 1d10 plus our Constitution modifier plus our Tough Feat per fighter level. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on there. We also get weapon proficiencies in martial weapons and a new fighting style. Go with Archery. This will give us a +2 to our damage rolls in our ranged weapons. Not just crossbows or bows, but also firearms. It's just so long as it's a ranged weapon. We also get the Second Wind feature, which is pretty useful. Second level Artificer gets item infusions. We're going for Enhanced Defense, Enhanced Weapon, Repeating Shot, and the Replicate Bag of Holding, so we can hold all of our weapons. At 14th level Artificer, we should have the following infusions ready for us, though we aren't able to use all of them. The Arcane Propulsion Arm, Amulet of Health, Boots of Winding Path, Enhanced Defense, Enhanced Weapon, Repeating Shot, Replicate Bag of Holding, Replicate Sending Stones, Replicate Gloves of Thievery, and Returning Weapon. Now, like I said, we need to be able to talk about Rivet's arm. However, we are not able to get a robotic arm, aka the Arcane Propulsion Arm, until level 14 Artificer. And we need to be able to get that really, really early in our leveling. So we need to figure out something for that. And I think I have a solution. Level 3 Artificer gets the Artificer Specialist. We're going for Master Maker, which can be found in Dread Metro, made by Keith Baker, the person who created Eberron Rising from the Last War. So I count this as core material, even if it technically is second-party material. Now, as a Master Maker, you get Tools of Intrigue, which give you another tool proficiency. I can't remember which one that was. But you also get Master Maker spells of Absorb Elements and Thunderous Smite. You get Prosthesis Expertise. You can now make your own prosthesis. And you also get Battle Fist. You get a weaponized prosthetic arm. Full-on arm with your fist, letting you deal 1d10, I think it was force damage? I can't remember, it was a special type of damage for your battle fist, but it was 1d10. And it was great. this is actually a really good Artificer subclass. I believe I used it in the Ash Williams build. Anyway, we also get right tool for the job as part of being a 3rd level Artificer. Now, if your Dungeon Master does not allow you to use the Master Maker, I would recommend just going for the Battlesmith. This will give you 2 proficiencies in Smith's tools. The Battlesmith spells are Heroism and Shield. You get Battle Ready and a Steel Defender, which could be just about any one of the miniature robots that you are able to summon, like Mr. Zircon, for example. But you also, again, get the right tool for the job, since you are a 3rd level Artificer. Moving on to level 4 Artificer, go ahead and increase your intelligence by 2 points. Level 2 fighters get Action Surge. Level 3 fighters get a martial archetype. We're going with the Gunslinger. This will give us proficiencies in firearms and Tinker's tools if we already didn't have those, which we do, because Artificer. We also get Gunsmith. We can create our own guns, either ones that are already available to us in the Dungeon Master's Guide, or our own design, with our Dungeon Master's approval. You need to remember that. You also get Adept Marksman, which gives you access to trick shots. Your save DC is 8, plus your proficiency bonus, plus your dexterity modifier. In your trick shots, I would recommend Piercing Shot and Violent Shot. At level 4 Fighter, I would recommend getting the Gunner Feat. This will increase your dexterity by 1 point and allow you to get access to some really good features, including be able to ignore the loading property of firearms and ignoring certain types of cover, if I remember correctly. Or was it being in short range? I think it's in 5 feet of your target. You don't get disadvantage. Anyway, moving on to level 5 Artificer, you get extra attack and more specialist spells. Your Master Maker spells are Enhance Ability and Lesser Restoration. Your Battlesmith spells are Branding Smite and Warding Bond. Level 6 Artificers get Tool Expertise. Level 7 Artificers get Flash of Genius. Level 8 Artificers get an ability score improvement. Increase your intelligence by 2 more points, maxing it out at 20. At level 9 Artificer, you get your specialist feature. Master Makers get improved Battle Fist, and letting you infuse your Battle Fist. And you also get more Master Maker spells, Blinding Smite and Haste. For your Battlesmith, you get Arcane Jolt, and your Battlesmith spells are Aura of Vitality and Conjure Barrage. Level 10 Artificers get Magic Item Adept. Level 11 Artificers get Spell Storing Item. Level 12 Artificers will get Ability Score Improvement. However, we're going with a feat. Grab Sharpshooter. For 13th level Artificers, we get more of our specialist spells. For Master Maker, you have Freedom of Movement and Stone Shape, and for Battlesmith, you have Aura of Purity and Fire Shield. At 14th level Artificer, you get Magic Item Savant. And at 6th level Fighter, we get an ability score improvement. But for this, we're doing a feat, Warcaster. We do have a couple of spells that require concentration, so Warcaster will be able to help us in making sure we don't lose concentration. Now, this might be the end of the build, but not the end of the video, as we do have spells to go over. So, here are the spells that I recommend. We have our cantrips: Firebolt, Lightning Lure, Mending, and Thunderclap. First level spells of Featherfall, Jump, Sanctuary, Snare, and Tasha's Caustic Brew. Second level we have Air Bubble, Blur, and Vortex Warp. Third level we have Glyph of Warding and Revivify. 4th level, we have Fabricate and Summon Construct. I tried my best to find spells that looked similar in effect to some of the weapons that you are able to get in Rift Apart, or any other Ratchet and Clank game when you see this after you've watched the reloaded version of the Ratchet build. You're going to see some similar spells in that spell list as well. But anyways, that is all the time I have for you today. How did you enjoy this episode of Character Conversion Reloaded? Let me know in the comment section down below, and if you are looking for a specific character yourself, also put it in the comments. I will be sure to take a look at any suggestions that you have. But until next time, this has been Drayhan, and I am offline.